Hello everyone and welcome to Ruby Savings. How's everyone doing? Today is Sunday and I just got finished listening to my service online. Quite honestly, I've gotten spoiled with going to church online, so I'm pretty much hanging out here at the house, and I went upstairs and did a bedroom where I keep a lot of my couponing items. However, I thought today it has gotten a little cooler. It's about 60 some degrees here in my part of Florida. But I thought today I would bring you guys along with me while I make some homemade soup. Right here, I thought that I would make some, let me show you over here. Here is a pot of turkey broth with plenty of seasoning that I made a while back. And I said that I was going to keep it for when I wanted to make a soup. And I think today is a great day to make some. I'm going to chop up some baby carrots. I'm going to chop up some celery, a kielbasa, squash, onions, and bok choy. So when I went to purchase this bok choy, I knew it had a little weight on it, but it was almost $7 for it. So I'm going to take it out the package, and I'm going to use as much as I can, and I'm most likely going to freeze the rest. So I've washed my hands, I've cleaned my utensil. I'm actually going to use this knife to cut up my items. I'm going to start with the carrots and dice them up, medium to small. I placed the carrots in this blue bowl, and now I'm going to, this is what it looks like. I'm not quite sure which kind it is. Let me turn it over. But either way, it's squash, and squash soup usually is good. So I thought I'll add it to this turkey broth. And I have pieces of turkey from where I did it before. Let me cut this up now. Okay, so I got the squash in with the carrots. The squash, I end up using a bigger knife to cut it, and I use my smaller knife to section it. Broth is warming up pretty good, so I'm going to take these items once I get finished with everything and put them in together. Actually, I'm going to take the squash now with the carrots and put them on for like 15 minutes. Then I'm going to cut this onion. I cut only half of an onion because the turkey broth, oh, my eyes are burning. I haven't used an onion like this in a while, and my eyes are now burning. Nevertheless, each of my vegetables, I do go back and I wash them before I take them and pour them into the pot. This is my celery that I'm using, and I'm going to cut up half of the celery. I have just rinsed the celery and the onions. I'm going to place them in the pot now. So now I'm going to open up my bok choy, and I'm going to cut it into some pieces. And once the other items come out, once the broccoli and the carrots cook down, then I'm going to add my bok choy. So the bok choy is all cut up, and I'm going to taste the broth to see if I need to add a little bit more seasoning. If I do, it'll probably be some chicken broth. No more salt added to it. It tastes, in the past, it wasn't salty at all. It just had just a perfect flavor, so I thought maybe I would just add some chicken broth to it. On second thought, I thought I'll add a little bit more paprika. This is my favorite chicken broth, but I have a different flavor one from Costco's that I picked up because I was able to get it in a large size. I'm going to add some bay leaves. I'm going to add some ginger to it. So I'm just going to sprinkle some paprika, maybe a half teaspoon. I know my lighting isn't the best. I have some ginger, just about a couple little sprigs of that. And I'm pretty much of the type of person that likes to eyeball it because I know, my cooking style and pretty much how much it is I like to put in it. So yeah, I put about 2 tablespoons or maybe a tablespoon and a teaspoon worth of broth in here. And then here I am. I'm going to start. The bell did go off. I did rinse my bok choy, so I'm going to just take it and start placing it inside of the pot, and I'll let it cook down, and we'll know what it tastes. I'll let you know what it tastes like and let you see the finished product. In the meantime, I'm going to take you upstairs and show you my couponing supply that I have. It's my stockpile. I almost forgot. I added a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's hot sauce to it just to give it a small kick. This is my last step for the soup. I'm going to put in some of these noodles here. I've already started placing them into the soup. And I'm just going to let this cook down for like another 10 minutes. And that will be it. Trying to work with one hand and it's not working, but yeah, this will be my noodle for the my dinner for today, probably with some crackers. Look at these noodles, there's something different. But anyway, I will be back to show you the finished product.